What's up, vinyl community? It's your boy Chris coming at you live as always from the Man Cave. Wanted to take a little bit of time to talk to you guys about RSD and our scores and our finds. Pretty much everybody else with the channel has probably already talked about their day and their return and the albums they're digging the most. Probably pretty much everybody else that's got a platform or a channel on YouTube has probably done that. Your boy's a little late to the party, so what? Doesn't matter. Go 49ers, big game with the Eagles today. I'm psyched, pumped about it. So, to get things started, and you'll be able to tell from the title that it's a little bit more unorthodox a video than usual from your boy. Every day I look forward to the two RSDs, the April one and the November one. Josh and I get into some stuff. We usually have a pretty similar routine. Usually, get in line for RSD, hit breakfast burrito at Rhino, hit Noble, hit lunch somewhere cool that we've both been looking after for a while, maybe pop in somewhere else. But this year, the entire week of, I had a feeling I might be in trouble because both my girls at home were sick. They were both sick all week long. I felt fine all week long. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm doing the responsible thing. I'm taking care of the girls. I'm, being careful who I'm around, not going around anybody's kids or anything like that, obviously. But for just in case. And I'm like, okay, so Friday morning should still be a go. Well, I wake up on Friday morning, cold chills and a fever. So I did the responsible thing. I got on the phone, called Josh and told him, I said, look, man, I've been looking forward to this for months, but not going to be able to do it. I can't be that douchebag who goes around people and gets their kids sick. I can't be that guy. So that left Josh to go by himself to hit it alone. Cheers to all of you, by the way. Hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. All right, so Josh, being the absolutely wonderful guy and friend that he is, knew roundabout what I would, be looking for. There was a lot of things that I was looking for that he was also looking for, and because of the RSD rule that you can't grab more than one copy. So he couldn't grab me anything we were both interested in. But he grabbed me too. And I didn't ask him to or anything. He just, because he's a great guy, he did it. And he even dropped him off at my house and told me it was my Christmas present. So, Josh, if you ever see this, cheers to you, man. I love you. So, let me show you the two records that Josh dropped off for me. Josh dropped me off Bill Evans' Tales. I got the fucking Bill Evans. I got the Bill Evans. Those of you who've been watching my channel long enough will get that little joke and that little reference. Josh certainly will if he ever sees it. But lots of great stuff. Single LP this time, which is nice because a lot of years they put these Bill Evans albums out and they're 2 and 3 LPs and then they're $65. And it was nice to get some good music for under $30 on this one this year. Even though I'm sure you guys are probably thinking, didn't you just say Josh bought it for you? And he did, but still. Had I bought it myself, I'd have been thrilled to know that it was under $30. But great stuff here. Of course, you guys can see it's still in the plastic. I hadn't gotten it open yet. I know it's live in Copenhagen 1964. That much I know. Next up, Ahmad Jamal Emerald City Lights. Last year they had 2 of these out. For RSD, or it was either last year or it was earlier this year for April. I can't remember which one, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. But Ahmad Jamal Emerald City Lights live at the Penthouse 66 to 68 on Jazz Detective. And I enjoyed both of the last 2 editions very much. And so Josh had no interest in this one this year. He decided the other 2 editions that he had gotten were enough for him, so he snagged this one for me. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate it, man. I'm very, very, very excited about it again because I love the other 2. And I just love Ahmad Jamal. One of my favorite jazz artists, period. So, and because Lunchbox, our local RSD go-to, was had it set up to where, they have a lot of customers who can't make it in. They have a lot of customers that want to shop with them, but, they're too much of a distance. They can't get there, or they can't make it out for reasons like me. I was sick. So they always set it up and they mark off a window where they got this window where you can order online and then do local pickup for guys like me who was sick. And then they've got this other window where you can order online and they'll ship for guys maybe a little too far away who can't quite make it in. And I'm so glad and thrilled that they do both of those. I went ahead and jumped on, and because I was sick, didn't want to do local pickup. So I jumped on real quick and snagged a couple releases I was interested in. There were a couple that I was interested in that were sold out by the time I got on there, but whatever, no big deal. All right, so something that's not very well represented on this channel. I'm a huge hip-hop fan. Huge hip-hop fan. And this gentleman here is probably top 5 dead or alive for me. It's first greatest hits compilation by the man. And I've been listening to this guy since I was in 7th grade. It's hard to believe, but you get started that early. And a lot of you guys who are also hip-hop fans have no doubt figured out who I'm getting ready to talk about. But it's RSD Black Friday colored vinyl. It's Lil Wayne. And it's got a lot of my favorites on here. You know, Millie, everybody loves Millie, 6 foot, 7 foot. It's on here. She Will. I love She Will with Drake. Just Mr. Carter with Jay-Z. I love so many of these tracks. You know, of course, you know, everybody likes Lollipop. And, you know, he's got a new song called Can't Nobody with DMX on it. I haven't heard yet. I'm interested to hear that. So, very psyched about that one. 2 LPs. A little pricey, but I don't care. Next up, this is one that I'm really excited to hear, but it's Red Hot Ra, Nuclear War, Irreversible Entanglements, George Annie Muldrow, Angel Bat Dawid, Malcolm Giant Trio, and it's a tribute to Sun Ra, Volume 1. I'm just really stoked to hear this, honestly. And it is exactly what it says it is. It's a tribute to Sun Ra. And cannot wait to throw it on. Yeah, maybe today. Hey, who knows? And then, so Friday, that same day, I had a box of records come in from my boy Marcus, DJ Party, who I feel like I've been talking about on my channel since I started my channel. And it was just some stuff that I had gotten off of him that just so happened to show up on Black Friday RSD. So that even if I wasn't able to make it out for a damn thing, I got some hot wax. All, of course, vintage stuff, because that's just how he and I wag and wheel. And, all right, so I got the lasting impression of Hugh Masekela. Cheap heat. Nothing expensive about it or anything like that. It's just a really good record. And I love Hugh Masekela. Next one up is one that I grabbed earlier this year at the Asheville Record Fair. But he offered me this one, and it's a promo copy, so I couldn't say no. 2-record set. It's Alice Coltrane Reflection on Creation in Space. 5-year view, so it's a compilation record on Impulse. But as you can see, there's Splat Owl, promo copy. So, you got to check the gatefold. Got to peek the wax. Just as it says, promo copy. Bam. A thing of pure beauty. I love my promo copies. I especially, for some reason, I don't know what it is, but I especially love them on Impulse. So I have a spare copy of this album that I'm trying to sell. No bites yet. So if anybody on here is interested, shoot me a line and we'll talk about it. And next up, That's Where It's At, Stanley Turrentine with Les McCann, Herbie Lewis, Otis Finch. It's a second stereo on Blue Note. And look how clean it is. I already have a copy of this album, but this is a pretty solid upgrade in terms of just overall condition. Splat out, of course, with the Blue Note, always got to. But it's a solid damn upgrade, so I couldn't help myself. So also have a copy of that for sale. If any of you guys are interested, hit me in the comments or hit me in the email, tunesfromthemancave@gmail.com. Next up is probably one of my finds of the year. Not from an expense point of view. If this is one that if it were on Blue Note, if it were on, Riverside, if it were on Impulse, it would definitely attract more Skrilla, but it's not, so a little cheaper. That's not to imply, of course, that it's cheap. It just depends on how you preface cheap and what's not cheap. Love Dance, Woody Shaw. Very stoked to get this. My boy Marcus grabbed it for me at a record fair in Virginia, in Richmond. And no questions asked, worked with me on the whole deal. I did not have the money at the moment, but he worked with me, like he always does. So thank you, Marcus, man. You are the GOAT. I tell you this all the time. But I cannot wait to throw this on. Matter of fact, as soon as I wrap this video, this is going on. It's on Muse. Wow, great stuff, man. I can't wait to spend that. And then so on Saturday morning, this is a fun one. On Saturday morning after RSD, I woke up feeling absolutely great. I had medicated all day, stayed in bed all day because I'm married to a nurse. She takes good care of me. And, mine was more of a 24-hour. I only had a fever once throughout the day. So it's just one of those deals. Cheers, you guys. I woke up the next morning feeling great. And despite feeling great, there's this record store inside of a thrift store that's in the town that I work in. I won't drop the name of the town. But anyway, it's 15, 20 minutes away from where I lay my head at every night. And again, they're a record store. They take themselves seriously, but they're inside of a thrift store. You've got to go downstairs. You go into the area or whatever. It's lit up. It's got, signs on it, Ramble On Records. And they had advertised a little earlier in the week that they were going to have an album that I'd been after for a long time. But they were going to drop it at 3 o'clock on Friday. Well, I kind of make my own hours on Fridays. And my own hours is lunch. Lunchtime, I am on the way home on Friday. So I had decided I wasn't going to hang around town for it. I'm like, okay, well, if the next time I make it by, it's there, I'll grab it. So, went a few days or whatever. Hadn't really thought about it to kind of put it out of my mind. I'm like, somebody's going to snag that, obviously. Well, they had a flip-through video on Saturday morning, and you look at the wall, and there it was sitting there. I'm like, okay, all right, I feel a lot better. I don't have a fever. Let me mask up. Let me shoot in there. Let me grab that record. Let me get the hell out. And the record is this record. And it's Billy Joe Shaver's Old Five and Dimers Like Me. It's one hell of a record. One hell of a singer-songwriter record. And promo copy. Spat out. You guys know how much I love shit like that. So, super thrilled to have it. The label on these Monument releases is not really anything that special, but I'll show it to you anyway. She's clean. Thrilled to have it. I've been after it for years. Earlier this year, it's a fun story actually. Earlier this year, so it was like basically the number one record that my boy Josh was after. The number one record, any genre, period, that he was after. Well, earlier this year, he went all the way out to Arizona, he and his wife. It was either earlier this year or towards the end of last year. Josh, if you watch it, you can correct me. I can't remember. It all seems to start blending in at a certain point in time. But he went all the way out to Arizona, and they popped in this record store called Wooden Tooth Records in Arizona. It's in Tucson. And they popped in, and Josh gets to looking around, and he looks up on the wall, and there that beautiful bastard is. A copy of Billy Joe Shaver's Old Five and Dimers Like Me. So, of course, you know, Josh and I joke about it. He had to go nearly 3,000 miles across the country to grab this record. And he grabbed it. And he sent me a picture of these t-shirts. Like, dude, you got to snag me a t-shirt. That is badass. So, one of my favorite shirts now. And he and I both scratched this wonderful record off of our wish list this year. It wasn't as high on mine as it was on his, but in terms of country records, it was pretty damn high for me. In terms of records, period, it was at the top for him. So anyway, won't waste up any more of you guys' time. Good to talk to you guys. Hope everybody has had a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend, and I hope everybody's gearing up for Christmas and everybody's excited, because I know I am. The Christmas season is one of my favorite times of the year, and probably is my favorite time of the year. I love it. I love to see my daughter so excited. I love to spend the time with my family. It's a great time here in the Henson household. So definitely love it. So everybody have a great weekend. Everybody spend some tunes. Until the next time, until next video, keep dropping that needle, you guys.